Good evening, folks. Thanks for coming by for another drink along. I always appreciate you coming by and putting some eyeballs on, spending your one actual real valuable resource with me, which is, of course, your time. If you would do me the courtesy of a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment, please feel free. I would appreciate it. It helps push the algorithm. Tonight we are taking a look at one from el-segundo-brewing company. This is Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA. 6.7 is the ABV. This was actually donated to the channel by my neighbor over the fence, who is actually a really nice fella. He's got a very nice family, and we go back and forth because our grills are right next to the fence. So both out there grilling. Dude, you've tried this one? Dude, you try this one? Now, if you want to donate a beer to the channel, you can always buy me a beer on my Subscribe Star page. Shoot me an email. Beer and Gear, one word, at protonmail.com. Beer and Gear at protonmail.com. And double check with me. I will see the availability in my area, and I'll get back to you after I price it out. So if you want me to drink a $30 beer, well, I'll let you know what it's going to cost me to pick it up, because there's a lot of really nice beers out there. Yetis, Yetis usually run 11, 12 bucks a pint out here. So hit me up, let me know. All right. You will, of course, get a shout out, but we'll cover that in the information should you be nice enough to hit me up. Also, I will do 6 local of mine for 6 local of yours. So if that's interesting to you and you want to get a taste of the Desert Southwest, the DSW as we call it, hit me up. We can swap. I'm sure you guys get some really, really good beers. Let's see what kind of magic I can work. Yeah, I think we can pull it off. Anyway, let's get down to business. I was actually kind of surprised to see that Steve Austin, the wrestler, not the $1 Million Man, and the $6 Million Man is what he actually is. The $1 Million Man, the wrestler, one would think would be more open to a marketing scam of this type. That's a really, really nice color. So she's orange gold through the bowl. She's pale yellow, not straw, through the stem. I'm going to say we give her... Thank God the sun's still beating on the wall behind me. So it looks like a 2 and a 6. Let's give her a 4. I know some of y'all like to watch the Cascade coming up. I have to get a new nucleated glass. I know, I'm sorry. I will get it out there eventually. This video's late because it's been so damn busy. Anyway, let's get a temperature on here. So el-segundo-brewing, and I know this is going to really surprise people, is out of California. Hello, machine, light up. The battery's dead in my therm. My batteries are dead, man. Batteries are dead. I just pulled her out of the fridge, so we're going to assume that she's in the 45 to 48 range. It's a really, really nice head. Look at the way she's starting to break up. She graduated nice and tight. Now all those bubbles are loosening up. Let's do this. There you go. So you don't have to look at my troll feet. Incidentally, if you have feet, you should take care of them because they're the only ones you have. And when you don't have them, you will be quite sorry. Life starts to suck when you don't have feet. My back went out and I had the sciatica and the nerve and the collapse 5-1. I didn't feel my right foot for probably a year and a half. Sucks. Anyway, let's get that sniffer in there. It's Biden time. We'll see what's going on. Nice. I'm actually kind of surprised because when we were looking at the hop profile on this, which is Citra, Cascade and Chinook, I was thinking we were probably going to lean a little more towards the piney, but she's not very piney on the nose. Now, to be fair, it's not like she's juicy either, but I think they might have balanced them well, so we will find out. Salute. Of course, the batshit dog's out here because I'm out here and she's my dog. Yeah, it's piney. The back end is the grapefruit because we read the hop profile. I was kind of hoping for a little more citrus. She's pretty interesting though. So we had a really nice mouthfeel, the full soft palate into the intradentals. A little bit of leakage in the buccal, but we got leakage into the sublinguals for a change. Okay. Dirty. Still lingering. And starting to chalk out my teeth. But, you know, she's pushing 7, so that's not a really big surprise. Once more into the breach, my friends. Medium fast. Right to the back of the gullet. She goes right down. She doesn't bitter up on the back of the throat, which is nice. But I don't know who's whistling at me. I think that's probably a starling, which apparently are very, very intelligent birds. Buddy of mine over on Gab, the hell was his handle? Fuck if I remember. Really good fellow though, nice guy. As a matter of fact, we swap beers. He's from up in Oregon. He sent me 6, I sent him 6. Sent me a video of a starling making cat noises. So that was pretty cool. Vexed partisan. Excellent, solid fellow. Well, you know, normally we would run through the temperature range. And I do have batteries inside. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to pause and let this warm while I go change the battery. And then I'll be right back. So, folks, hang tight. See you in a second. All right, well, we got a new battery. So let's get a temperature. We are looking at probably in the right zone. Might be 8-10 degrees up. The double nickel, my friends, we were looking at 55. Now, we gave her a 4, which is fair, and so at the 44 to 48 range, probably be about the right temperature for this. But it's an IPA, we want it to open up, so let's see what we got. So the old Bidenometer is still pulling that really, really nice, not overly piney. There's some grapefruit on the back end. It's interesting. You know the rules. Looks this pretty, smells this good. You don't slip at the tongue, what are you? Cat and a bounder. Cat and a bounder. Still make mini bikes? Actually, I think that's a quad. Some guy was just dumping trash in the alley behind me in one of the dumpsters. Yeah, such is life. Skull. Again, she's pine forward. She finishes up with the grapefruit on the back. That's super and knocked out. Might be a little guava in there. Fair to middling. At this temperature, she's getting a little manky. She's gotten a lot faster. She's still dirty as hell. Yeah, nothing super interesting. So we've completely lost the bugles. We're literally just riding the soft palate into the back of the throat. She doesn't bitter up in the back of the throat, which is actually kind of nice. The tongue involvement is negligible at this point. Whereas earlier she would have involved the tip, maybe first third. She's all right. All right, so we're at the double nickel. We'll give her 6 more. We'll look at her at 61, but I get the feeling she's not going to be really impressive at that temperature. But I have been christened as the Neil deGrasse Tyson of beer, and so with my faux scientific expertise, we'll run and roll the way through the changes. I will catch you in just a minute, folks. Hang tight. Alrighty, my friends, let us wrap this up. We are sitting at 62. So, let's see what we know when the brew is at 62. Salud. She's fast. She's actually kind of silky. She's bitter. So those hops are really popped and presented. She's pined up considerably. Grapefruit's gone, non-existent. This is not a really, really good beer at this temperature. So if you are going to drink her between the 45, 52 range, I would say she tops out about a 52. Nah, she's good. She's nice. She represents pretty well. So, what do we have to say for this beer? Is the flavor profile well, let's go back to the brass of the tax and say, would I buy this beer again? No. Drink this beer again? Maybe. Try this on tap? I am Batshit Man, also known as the Neil deGrasse Tyson of faux science beer. So, of course I would. Handed this to me out of the cooler, I would make sure I had one of these laying around, because you do not want this beer to get warm. That being said, is she good for the style? She's okay for the style. I mean, she's really pine forward. You got that grapefruit finish, if that's really your thing. Doesn't work for me, but yeah, she's good for the style. Is the flavor profile interesting? Not bad. I mean, she graduates well, and she doesn't bitter up on the back of the throat, so yeah. She well crafted? She's pretty well crafted. Can't knock that. Yeah, you know, the only thing I can knock points off for is I can't really knock points off for anything. So, other than she gets manky at the warmer temperatures, but who the hell drinks beer in the 60-degree range? Represents fairly, not particularly interesting. Nothing super interesting in the flavor profile. 4.5. We'll give her a 4.5. She a bad beer? Not by any stretch of the imagination. She's just not really my style. It's not the type of beer I favor, and to be perfectly honest, I think they could have punched the grapefruit up just a tiny bit more, so that you were looking at more of a 50-50 instead of like 65-35, 70-30. We didn't cover the IBUs. The IBUs on this, by the way, because it's in the description box below anyway, is 40. And yeah, she actually drinks a little lighter than that. She drinks about a 25. So, throwing that out there. All right, my friends, thank you for coming by and putting some eyeballs on you. Know you're my people. And I love you. Always want you to be the big three. I want you happy. I want you healthy. I want you safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant. Especially these days. Even with the big oranges. You still have issues with them. Honorable, dutiful, vigilant. We got those. And then we want gray man, head on a swivel, hot and handy. Hot and handy comes with its own laundry list of responsibilities that you need to be compliant, even though all of the things they want you to be compliant with are completely unconstitutional, but that's a completely different issue that we don't cover here because we're just drinking beer. The orange. That being said, thank you for coming by, my friends. If you made it this long, I am absolutely impressed, and I implore you, thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't give a shit. Just help me grow the channel. I would appreciate it. Skol!